when I'm not working, when I'm not playing, when I'm not shopping, I watch Caribbean Predator.
Welcome to BBC Innerside on Caribbean Body Talk, where the vision gets clearer every time, whether it be from around the corner or across the border. I'm Kizzy Cox, and I'm your host of this special edition of BBC Innerside. Now, you've seen them on the corner selling Final Call or perhaps a bean pie or two, but do you really know what Nation of Islam Muslims represent? Well, today you're going to find out because we have a special guest with us, Brother Cedric from Mosque Number 7 in Harlem. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
All right, so you're part of Mosque Number 7.
Yes, ma'am.
How did you first get involved in Nation of Islam?
After the Million Man March, started visiting the mosque and reading the Final Call, listening to the minister's teaching, and just beginning to do my own little research and study, trying to understand what this man and this teaching was all about, what this movement is all about, what this religion is all about. And the more I learn, the more I study and understand, the more I begin to feel comfortable in myself.
Okay.
And I learn a lot more about myself. I learn a lot more about God. Allah, as we say in English term, Allah in English is God. So, and we begin to learn more about overall people,
Right.
in general.
Right.
And it's not about just selling the bean pie and the Final Call. It's not about hating people, for whatever their color is, as some people might think.
Yeah.
But it's as far deeper than that. It ain't about that, because we don't hate people because of their skin color.
So before the Million Man March, had you gone into Nation of Islam thinking at all? Were you thinking, well, you know what, I'm a Christian now, maybe I should make a switch? Were you feeling unhappy where you were?
I didn't go to church since I was 18 years old.
Okay.
And pretty much religion as we were taught. And I kind of move away from the way how I was taught in religion. I mean, our parents guide us the best way they know how.
Right.
So I have to search and find something for myself. And that's what I did. I just went out and started visiting the mosque and learning more. As I said, just continue to learn more about what this is.
Okay.
And as I learn it, I'm beginning to know about the universe.
So what do they teach you? Like, what does the Nation of Islam teach you about the universe?
Well, from astronomy in school as it's taught, from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's teaching, you will see that the scientists in their teaching of the distance of the planet, circumference, the diameter, and so forth, amount of land, amount of water, it'll all come back to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's teaching.
Okay, how so? You know the answer to this question. You know.
I am.
We are friendly.
I know. I'm just, there's just so much to this teaching, because I'm a student like everybody in the nation. We're all students striving to become master of ourselves.
Right.
And it is a lifelong process.
So what does he teach you about the relationship between the races? Because we know about Malcolm X and we know his whole struggle with race and all that. That's what we associate with the Nation of Islam. What is it really about?
Well, we know the origin. We know that all manner of race came through the black race. So, and this is something that is not being taught in the school openly, know. So this is why we as a people, we need to have our own institutional of learning so we can teach our people the right way. We're not being taught properly or rightly in the schools, that educational system that we have today.
Right.
So
Right.
it's
Yeah, it's tough.
it is
It
it's
really
very
is
tough.
because we're taught that we're inferior, and really, all of humankind comes through African black people, and that needs to be discussed a lot more.
That's right. I'm just a little overwhelmed because when I think about this teaching and trying to reach out to our people, trying to reach out to people in general, because the teaching of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad is for the entire human family,
Right, including white people.
including it's for the
Okay.
entire human. It's for the benefit of humanity.
Okay.
Take a look at the food you eat.
Right.
If you compare the studies, the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad tell us not to eat certain foods.
Mm-hmm.
And in this
Like
society,
what, for example? What?
well, the most forbidden of all
The
food
pork?
is the swine. It's in your Bible, it's in the Quran, that we shouldn't eat it.
Mm-hmm.
And yet it's become a delicacy for most of us.
Oh yes,
for
especially
our
black
diet.
people.
Yes.
Yeah, especially black
And
people. Yeah.
this is why some of some of the ailments that we have today come from that.
What does he say? What ailments do we have that come from eating pork, for example?
Well, there's 1,000 disease in the pig, as it is. 1,000 disease inside of the pig. I mean, I have family members that were eating the pig.
Yes.
They eat pork, and when they get sick, they go to the doctor. One of the first thing the doctor tell them to stop doing was to stop eating pork.
Right.
Gout.
Because it is fatty.
They have gout, arthritis. These are some of the sickness that comes from eating. And there's some people might say there's really no scientific study that will prove but
Right.
if a rattlesnake can bite the pig and the pig live, what is
Wow,
that?
I did not know that.
Oh,
Can
yeah.
that happen?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
You can get the most poisonous snake to bite a pig, and 9 out of 10 the chances are the pig won't die.
Wow.
And this is why we say, it's not we, but it's in our Bible and in the Quran that we shouldn't eat the pig. We shouldn't eat the swine.
Because what goes into your body affects your body.
We
A
are
lot of
what
us
we
don't
eat.
look at food that way.
We are what we eat. So
Yeah. Eat
But-
pig, be a pig, right?
Yes.
Oh man.
I mean, we're becoming a savage people, and the teaching of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, it can civilize us.
Okay. When you said we're becoming a more savage people, like with the violence that's going on in the black community now, so you think that there's a
Violence.
connection with
All over the world. All over the world, there's violence, not just in the black community, but in all communities. And with this teaching, we can civilize the world. We can teach the world to be in the favor of God, by following His teaching. And I believe if this society would give the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaching a chance, they can see a difference in the world.
But how do you go about changing people's mind who associate Nation of Islam with racism and all very negative things that the media has put forth as what it's about? How do you go about changing their mind?
It's hard to change people's mind by just talking. So we have to become examples by striving to follow. I have to live the life. So I am striving. I'm not perfect.
Right.
Because I wasn't born into this teaching and was reared in a community with this teaching. So as I am evolving, I'm striving to, follow this teaching to where that I can one day look back and say, wow. But to get back to your question.
Well, I think you answered it.
I hope I did, because it really is to benefit humanity, and our people right now, they're on a rocket ship, heading into disaster.
I want you to hold that thought. We got to take a break. And when we come back, we're going to be talking more with Brother Cedric about the Nation of Islam and pick up a little bit about what white people can take from this religion. Stay tuned. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, you're watching BBC Inner Side on Caribbean Body Talk, and we're talking with Brother Cedric from the Nation of Islam.
Yes,
Welcome
ma'am.
back.
Welcome back. Yes.
All right, so you were talking about how the whole world can basically benefit from the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. But how do white people who look at this as a black religion, how do you appeal to them? What's in it for them? Because I'm sure there is something that they can get from this.
We all gonna benefit from it if we study it and approach it. It depends on their approach to it.
Mm-hmm.
Depends on how they approach this teaching.
Mm-hmm.
And if they approach it with an open mind, an open heart, then they'll
Mm-hmm.
see the truth of it.
Right.
You can't deny slavery. You can't deny the things that were done to us, and by whom and who did it.
Right.
So when you approach this teaching, and you might see or you might read certain things, it's how are you going to take that
Mm-hmm.
that obstacle
Right.
or to overcome it, to really get to the root of what this is. And it's just no denying in it.
Because I think a lot of people don't like to face any type of criticism. And I think what I've always respected about the Nation of Islam, even though I'm not Muslim, is that they tell the truth as they see it, And that's what I really like about it. And I think that white people can actually get that from the Nation of Islam.
Well, you say you're not Muslim, but the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us that every black man, woman, and child is a Muslim.
Really? Okay, so let's talk about it. Why?
So this is because we were taken away from our people. We were taken out of ourselves. We lost the knowledge of ourselves, the knowledge of God.
Mm-hmm.
And, this is why when we meet our people, we are taught by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad that we have to love them more than they love themselves, more than they hate themselves.
So you
because they
feel
don't know that you don't know yourself. And our job is to try to reach out to our people to give them a greater understanding of self. So we ask you to come to the mosque.
Okay, so Islam is the natural religion for black people. Is that the teaching of
Islam is the nature in which God created man. Allah created man. The nature in which He created man.
Wow, that's deep for me. Like I'm still trying to wrap my mind around that. So that's the nature in which we were created.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow. Okay.
We are created to submit our will to do God's will, and unfortunately, we live in a society that function contrary to the will of God.
So you feel like Christianity is contrary to the will of God in some way?
The teaching of Jesus Christ is not. We believe in the teaching of Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But Christianity, as it's taught today,
Okay.
and has been taught to our people, there need to be some, as the Honorable Elijah Muhammad puts it in the final call. If you read in the on the last page what the Muslim believe,
Okay.
it said we believe in the Bible, but we believe in the truth of the Bible,
Okay.
and that the Bible must be reinterpreted so that mankind must not be smeared by it.
Okay.
So
Wow. So how are we? How does it smear us as humanity?
you turn on the news. Every time you turn on the news, you see the violence. You see, look at our condition as a people.
Right.
So, in every avenue,
Mm-hmm.
we have been taken off the path of God. We look, the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us through his national representative here, Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan.
Mm-hmm.
The Bible and the Quran is roadmaps
Okay.
for lost souls. try to put us back on track that we were taken off of. So we are trying to get back on track so that we can
be the people that we were created
we
by
were
God
created
to
to be. Yes, ma'am.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
And it's been interesting for me so far.
Okay.
Been
You
very
feel a
interesting.
lot more spiritual. You feel like you're more
I've grown.
who you were meant to be.
I've grown, I've evolved, and I've a lot more growing to do. And
You all
but
do.
yes, we do. But these last 5 years of my life has been really interesting.
So how do your family? How does your family view your new status as a Muslim?
I have not gotten any negative criticism from members of my family. At first, I've gotten some.
Mm-hmm.
Gotten a couple, oh, you crazy. Boy, you know what you're doing.
Really?
This Muslim stuff, they make those comments. They talk about, oh, now I'm gonna see you with a bean pie in the final call.
Oh, okay, you got the final call right
got
here.
The final
Oh.
call. They make the jokes. We live up to a lot of. We take a lot of abuse.
Right.
Because I've lost friends. I've had friends. Some of my friends don't even talk to me.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Why were they so threatened by the change in you?
Based on their own ignorance. Black people overall are, they don't like the word ignorance. So, but based on their own ignorance, fear. Fear of the unknown, fear. Just fear overall, and I'm not afraid to say that at first I was a little skeptical about the religion of Islam. And
Because it wasn't a skepticism about religion in general, or particular concerns that you had about Nation of Islam?
particular concerns that I had about Islam overall.
Really? Like, what were some of those?
Not understanding what was Islam, because Islam being in an Arabic language and being reared speaking in English. So you're taught everything in the language that you speak.
Right.
So coming from another perspective, and of course the media propaganda, a lot of negative images, a lot of negative speech, and targeted towards Islam and people of Muslims descent in the Muslim faith. And after listening after being a part of the participant at the Million Man March, Million Women's Movement, Million Family
Oh, so
March,
you went
Million
to all of
More.
them.
Oh yeah, I went, took pictures, Million More Movement, and which is, I wanted to be a part of something. I wanted to get involved. I wanted to know more, and I found this to be the most powerful, the strongest, the most profound group of black people anywhere in the world that I would, and I've traveled. I've been in the military, I've traveled, and but I felt this was home. I felt like this is home. This is it. This is where I need to be. And I thought about it and did some research, and I said, I'm gonna.
This is for you.
This is for me, and I'm gonna. I went to Savior's Day. What Savior's Day is known is February 26th. Where we go, the Muslims go, and we come together. It's like a convention, you say.
Yeah.
And I went to Savior's Day 1998 and listened to the minister. And I listened to this man speaking, and the pain in his voice, calling out to black people, we need to come together. I need your help. I need your help to build and warn the people. And I said, I got to go help this man.
All right.
So, I just reach out and I said, I got to help this man. I said, I'll go and I'll do whatever I can to help him, to warn our people, to, teach our people and help them in their condition, in our condition.
All right. So we got to take a break.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. We will be right back with Brother Cedric. Welcome back to BBC Inner Side on Caribbean Body Talk, where we've been talking with Brother Cedric from Mosque Number 7 in Harlem. He told us about his decision to become a Muslim, and he was also telling us about how Islam is actually the nature in which we were created. That was something that actually surprised me, because I had never heard Islam talked about in that way. So now we're coming back to him and finding out a little bit more about the Nation of Islam. Welcome back, Brother Cedric.
Thank you.
All right, so we were talking before about basically what the Nation of Islam believes. And I actually wanted to ask you a little bit about Sunni Islam, because I know there's a little bit of a difference there. What is the difference?
We're taught not to get involved in the sect of Islam, because the Prophet didn't have sect of Islam. When the Prophet was among us, he had Islam.
Right.
So I don't want to get into Sunni or, we're all, as Christianity, into different sect. Islam has different sect. Both books speak on the same thing. Bible and Quran speak we're divided. We're breaking up into tribes. So basically, as you look at the Nation of Islam, under the teaching of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, that's one sect, and you have the Sunni and others, and that's the division that is keeping us where we are, because of different sect. That's like I was telling you earlier about our brothers and sisters from the Caribbean. This one might say he's a Jamaican. This one will say he's from Haiti.
Yes.
He's Haitian. He's Barbadian. No. We're one people.
Yeah, because I actually told you, I was like, oh, well, you're from Jamaica. You're Jamaican. You told me, no, I'm not Jamaican.
I was born in Jamaica. And, hoping to appeal to my brothers and sisters from the Caribbean, to see that there are brothers and sisters in the Caribbean that are in the Nation of Islam.
I didn't know that. Really? Is it a big movement in the Caribbean or no?
Nation of Islam has been under the Honorable Elijah Muhammad guidance since it's about 77 years now since the Nation of Islam been up and running, and we're all over the world. All over the world, you will find teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. There's some people. There are ministers on the television that will preach, that have listened to the message of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad through the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and they go back to their congregation and preach, but they won't say where they get it from. So, so
stealing a man's thoughts and everything.
But it's at the end of the day, it's all about us as a people. It's all about the people getting the truth of the wisdom, trying to empower each other, so we can grow.
So it's not about these different divisions. Well, I'm from this country and that country, or you're a Sunni Islam.
No. And I don't want to be put into that, because I'm not going to separate myself from my Christian brothers and sisters who believe in God.
Right.
Though they say God, I might say Allah. And who believe in the teaching of Jesus Christ. We believe in the teaching of Jesus Christ.
Okay.
See, and that's something that most Christians don't know or understand.
Right.
That we believe in the teaching of Jesus Christ.
But as a prophet, not as the Son of God.
There you go. See,
right.
you've been studying.
I know a little something.
Oh, you know a little something.
A little something.
All right. That's good.
So what about women in the Nation of Islam? Like, what is their role in the nation?
As the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches, 75% of the work is with the women. Women are the most instrumental part of the Nation of Islam.
Really?
Of any community, you can't do anything without a woman.
Right.
So, if you if you ever listen to a speech by the Most Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, you will hear there's a speech he did called "No Nation Can Rise No Higher Than Its Women."
Wow.
And
Wow.
you know,
And that's so true, though.
it's very
Because
true.
you see, like in places like Africa, where the women do not have any type of education, that the nation is not going very far because those women are not there to
Because
push
women,
it forward.
that's right. Women are the ones in the community that do a lot of the groundwork. Men go out, go to work, but children, rearing of the children, and things within the community, women are the ones that are the first ones to get it going. They're the ones that teach your children.
Okay.
Well, it'll be held in the Ford Field in Detroit, Michigan, and it'll be on February 25th, Sunday, February 25th at 2 p.m. That's when it starts. And as you know, the Ford Field is a very huge arena.
Okay, I've never
And
been to Detroit.
We're
so
open to
excited.
we're open to fill it up. We're open to fill that field up with more than 60,000 people.
Wow.
So we hope to see
See
more
me
than welcome.
there?
Yes, ma'am.
All
Come
right.
on out there. And
Okay.
if you can't make it there, well, when we get back, we hopefully that you can come to the mosque at 106-08 West 127th Street in Harlem, and bring your family. Come on out. Bring a guest with you. Be my guest. When you get there, just tell them Brother Cedric invite you,
All right.
and and we hope to see you all there.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, thank you so much for talking with us.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
All right. And thank you so much for watching. I mean, I know I certainly learned so much. For example, we take great pride in being Jamaicans and Trinidadians and Guyanese, but we're really all part of one family, and that's what the Nation of Islam is really about. And I also learned, finally, what FOI means, Fruit of Islam, and Muslim Girls in Training. So that was something else that I learned, and I hope you learned quite a bit too. So, before I go, I'd like to leave you with this message. Surround yourself with a few good people, share love, respect for each other, and knowledge. It will make a difference. I'm Kizzy Cox for BBC Inner Side. See you next week.